Okay, so I've just watched the new Predator movie. It's called Killer of Killers, and it's an animated movie. It's on Disney Plus. And I'm not going to lie, I was going to this thing not expecting much, but this thing was bloody brilliant. It was such a good take on the Predator universe and the idea of Predators sort of have come here for a long time. They're sort of like attacking people at like different stages in history. So our first story, there's three separate stories, and then there's an amalgamation at the end. So you get the first story is about a Viking clanswoman. Second story is about like samurais, ninjas in like ancient Japan, and then we get like one set during World War Two. So the Viking story at the start is rough story, long story short, is basically this woman who's like a Viking clan leader, warrior woman, and she's taken her army to go after the person that forced her to kill her own father when she was a child, and she's taken her son with her as well. So they go to this place to vanquish this like evil clans people, but she's a savage woman. She actually goes into this like it's kind of like a fortress. She sort of walks into that with two shields that sort of got U-shaped cut out of them, and she just attacks every guard she sees and like lays waste to everyone. Then her army sort of chime in. They lay waste to everyone, and you get this massive sort of bloodbath, and it's really gory. It said on Disney Plus it was like 18 plus to watch. I would have said that's a bit too much. It could have easily been 15 because there's nothing else in it other than like gore and violence. But it's not. I'd say it's a 15. It could have been a 15, but they've put it down as 18 plus. So a lot of blood, like arms getting chopped off, heads being got off, like people getting gutted, that sort of stuff. So you get a lot of that. It's all cartoon animation, so it looks like it's not as you see, not real stuff, you know. So she gets in there, she gets to her leader, and you get this moment that really reminds me of the movie Street Fighter starring Jean-Claude Van Damme. There's a scene in that where you get Chun-Li, who's like spent a whole life trying to fight and kill Bison, like, and she like tells Bison the story of her life, of how he killed her father, and now she's out for like revenge, and she's coming, she spent a whole life dedicating it to get to him, and he's just like, He went like, to you that's the most important day of your life, to me it was just Tuesday. So it's like how like it's whole her life, and it's like not his. And the same thing happens in this movie. So when she gets this guy that like forced her to kill her father, this Viking woman's like, she's telling her story, and he's just like, who? He doesn't even remember. And then when he does remember, he starts calling her a coward, dissing her. And then her son, who's about 14, so it's his first time in battle, he ends up killing this guy for her. Well, she's obviously distressed that he doesn't know who she is, doesn't have a clue, doesn't care who she is. So, and as they sort of finish the job and like end this guy, they all stand around a circle, and a predator appears in the middle of them. And this predator design, he's huge. He's about 8 foot tall. He's about 5 foot wide in muscle, and he just lays waste to this like victorious Viking army, takes them all out. And this woman, she's like kind of end up on her own with him, and they have this fight. They sort of end up on their own, and they have a fight on like a lake covered in ice. So you get the trouble of the fight and the danger that they're going to go through the ice, and then you get the sort of Viking woman sort of using that to her advantage, and sort of like using that as a way to like kill and defeat this predator. And the predator design, he's a massive hulking thing. They've got the tusks like the predators do, like the mandibles, but he's got this like primary weapon, which is kind of like a gauntlet with like a bowl on the end of it that you can charge up. It's like a super mega punch, like a power punch, and that's kind of his weapon. And again, she kind of uses that as a way to defeat him at the end, which is quite clever. And then as she goes back up to the village, finds her son who dies in her arms after the predator attack, sort of thing. And then you sort of get this weird moment where suddenly you seem to be on a spaceship, and she's there, and she's got this collar around her neck as if she's like a prisoner. And in the background you can see like a samurai looking guy, or a Japanese sort of warrior guy on his knees, sort of praying, like meditating or praying. And like, what's going on there, you know? So then you sort of skip to his story, and you see like 2 young boys fighting with sticks, and then the dad turns up, and he basically forces them to fight, I guess, for leadership or future leadership of the clan, this sort of samurai clan, because we're now in ancient Japan. And he makes them fight with real swords. But originally they don't want to fight, and the younger, well, I guess he's the younger brother, sort of like puts his sword down, like, I'm not going to fight, sort of thing. And the other brother does it, but then when you see the disappointed look on the dad's face, the other brother then attacks the other one, and they sort of have a little bit of a sword fight, and he sort of slices his face, and he gets him to the floor and defeats the one that didn't want to fight. So he's now defeated. He's like, oh. And I think he gets sort of cast out, and the other brother gets to sort of rise up and become, in the future, the sort of leader of this samurai clan. So now so you get in the future, the dad dies and he becomes the leader. And the brother that was outcast then comes back, I guess for revenge, as adults. And he is a ninja. And he's fully decked out in the black with a sort of like the thing there, as classic ninjas are. And he's got all the ninja weapons, like the hook with a chain on it, and the samurai sword, and he's got like those little throwing dagger things, the little daggers with those round circle like, things, he's got those. And he basically attacks the palace of this, like, I don't know, the emperor or whatever it is, but it's like samurai leader. He attacks the palace. And he's basically going after his brother. So he sort of makes a fight off all the guards. He gets to the brother. It's very similar to the first story, actually, like a revenge tale. He gets to the brother, he has a fight with him, and the brother ends up falling off a balcony. And you can see after it happens, the sort of ninja guy, he feels bad about this. He's like, I just killed my brother, sort of thing. And then the Predator shows up. Now this Predator looks very different to the first Predator. It's not a big hulking mass Predator. This one's a bit more slimline and got a little more tech. But he's got like a grappling hook that reminds me a lot of, do you remember Mortal Kombat? Remember Scorpion in Mortal Kombat? It's that with a sort of hook that goes out and retracts back in. And he's using that, and the ninja fights him in some of the best fight scenes and like chase scenes you'll see. This is phenomenal. I've told Sam phenomenal in a minute, but it is absolutely phenomenal. They're running across rooftops and these like Japanese sort of style roofs, and they're sort of going through this like little town and that, and they're running away and they're fighting, and there's like weapons shooting out, and the ninja's trying to avoid it, and he's using his invisibility by using his smoke bombs as invisibility, and the Predator's like trying to get through that, and of course the Predator can go invisible as well. So it's a fantastic sort of thing, because a ninja obviously is a master of invisibility. The whole thing about a ninja is they use the shadows and invisibility to work. The Predator does the same thing. He uses camouflage. So they've both got the similar sort of style of like evading and attacking. So they sort of get to a point, and our sort of hero sort of manages to get away from the Predator and ends up landing down on the ground, like getting through this sort of like castle palace all the way down to the ground by a lake. And it's like now daytime because it's got fought all through the night. And you've got this like bridge and stuff. So it's like kind of a picturesque look. And he's down there. And suddenly his brother attacks him. His brother survived the fall from the castle. He didn't die like he thought he did. So he starts trying to fight him again. And the other brother's like, no, stop. We need to work this out. And the Predator shows up. So then you get the two brothers that are originally at war are now fighting together to defeat this Predator in like a teamwork thing. And I love that. That was a fantastic twist of the story. So you get two brothers that are like, one's samurai, one's ninja, and they're fighting this Predator. And how they kill him at the end is brilliant. I love the ending to this little story. But sadly, the sort of like the samurai brother, sort of the sort of almost villain, but not villain, I suppose, by the end of it, he's been stabbed during the Predator fight and he's dying. So after they sort of kill the Predator, you get another scene of sort of like a loved one dying in someone's arms. And it's quite like, that's quite emotional. You're like, oh my God, that's quite sad sort of thing. And then again, we go back into a future spaceship, and you see the samurai sitting there with the collar around his neck, and in the background's a Viking woman. And then you see a third guy sitting there. And it's his story now. And this is set during 1941, during World War II. And you get a very different Predator story, because normally the Predator story is like the Predator on the ground, attacking people, like taking up one by one. This one's different. So this one, you start from like a car, one of these like plane ships, I think I don't know what they're called, the sort of battleship things with the planes on, they'll take off, and there's a dogfight going on between like the sort of the Allies and the Nazis in the sky, like dogfight. The Americans are sort of doing a plane dogfight thing, and all the planes right there fighting, and you find out that a previous squadron had gone up, have been attacked by something in the sky. They mentioned about hooks being grabbed out of the sky. So we've got our main character who's kind of like a mechanic kid. He's like a young guy. He's not a military pilot, but kind of he wants to be. He knows how to fly, but he's not a military pilot. So he's like a mechanic, and he's fixing the planes. And he looks at the wreckage of one of the planes that's gone down. He finds the sort of Predator tech in the wreckage, like the weapon that was used. And he works out that there's something else up in that sky that's taking out the plane. It's not just the Nazis, there's something else up there. And the only way he can get up to the squadron that's already up there fighting to warn them is by flying up himself. Which is what he does. He gets in one of the planes and he flies up to the squadron. And he tells them, look, there's something else up here, we need to be careful. And originally kind of a, oh, don't be silly sort of thing, we're just going to fight these things, you need to go back down. And with that, obviously, the Predator starts attacking planes. It's like using like a grappling hook in the sky to grab the planes and destroy them. So of course, then we get something we've not seen. We get to see a Predator using its ship in like a dogfight fashion and fighting the other like pilots up there. And you've not seen that because Predators are normally hand to hand on the ground or like weapons and stuff like that. They're sort of physically fighting. This is actually in a ship and a vehicle fighting in that. And he's kind of like, it's kind of cliche. He kind of reminds me of one of the Klingons from like an old Star Trek. He's got like a patch on his eye. He doesn't have the dreads. He's like bald. He's all a bit bashed up. So he obviously can't physically fight anymore, but he can work the ship. So he's fighting up in this ship. And it's quite a violent, brutal dogfight in the sky. You see the planes getting torn apart. People are getting like killed and stuff. So our sort of hero, he's not your fighter. He's like a clever fighter, this young kid. And he works out that the Predator's seeing heat. So by using this, that the Predator's seeing heat, he flies his plane up with another guy, they sort of like his friend, they fly up into the sky to cool their planes down, turn the engines off. So the Predator becomes blind to them, can't see them. So they do that, and of course the one guy gets killed, but like our main hero, who's clever, uses that. Then he flies back down, uses the Predator's own weapons kind of against him, and uses his own plane as a bomb, and he survives. And he takes down the Predator. The Predator blows up in his ship and crashes and that. And then we see sort of like, I suppose like a few months later, a guy, sort of mechanic guy, he's sort of working away in his like garage. And this blinking spaceship appears, Predator spaceship appears, and he gets like taken by the Predators. And then you see him like waking up, and he's with the Viking and the Samurai, and they're all three of them together. And you're kind of like, how is this happened? Are they like time traveling, these Predators? And you find it kind of like they're not, but like they're sort of, how's this happened sort of thing. So then we fast forward and they're in an arena. And this like King Predator turns up and says to them, you three have to fight to the death. And the winner gets to fight me. And so, of course, the Viking woman, she's a warrior, she's bashed up. She instantly starts trying to fight and kill everyone. The Samurai and the kid are trying to say, no, we need to work together to get out of this. Because the Samurai's obviously learned from his story, going off his brother, if he works together with someone, you can do it. And the kid, he's super smart, so he's like, no, we can't win this thing. We're all going to die, or we work together. But she's still very much gung-ho, I want to kill everyone. So once sort of the Samurai are trying to kind of reason with her a bit, the Predator gets a bit frustrated they're not doing anything. So he sends out this giant, like, Rancor sort of thing, big monstrous Predator thing out to like fight them. They will all team up and work together to take out this Predator. So the kid ends up this Predator dinosaur monster thing, you know, they work together to take this out. Once they sort of take this, and the kid gets eaten by it, by the way. And once they sort of, and he works out how to get the gauntlets. They've got these gauntlets that are on their neck, are kind of like from like wedlock, so they blow up. So if they don't do what they're supposed to do, these gauntlets are going to blow up. So the kid sort of gets hold of one of the Predator gauntlet things and makes it sort of disconnect it. So I'm jumping a lot here. I don't want to give too much away at the same time, so I want to tell you what happens. So if you watch it yourself, you already know, so it's my thoughts on it. It's really cool. So basically he gets in, he makes to disable these necklace things, so that the trio can sort of escape. And they kind of do, they use one of the Predator's vehicles, and they try and escape, sort of get past the Predator. And you get them, so they get to the Predator ship, and the King Predator's kind of like peed off. They get to the Predator ship, they're going to fly away, and the Predator send out a grappling hook and catch the ship. So the ship is now stuck in space flying, but like can't move anywhere. There's a big rope coming down to where the other Predators are. And the Viking woman, she makes the ultimate sacrifice. So she dives down the chain, follows it down, and like goes to the Predators to like release the ship, and the ship manages to get away. So the young boy and the Samurai escape the Predators, and they're flying away. She gets held captive by them. I thought they were going to kill her, but they just hold her captive. And then the King Predator, he says like, now we hunt. And as you see their ship disappearing into the distance, about 100 Predator ships raise up to follow them. So you know we've got two heroes now on this ship. You've got the Samurai guy who's been injured, his arm taken off, he's injured. And you've got the kid who's like flying the Predator ship. This kid is also some boy genius who just seems to work out how to fly technology that's alien that he's never seen before. He can do that. He's flying the ship off with the Samurai with him. By the way, none of these can communicate either, because they're all from their own time periods, all have completely different languages and can't verbally communicate, so they kind of communicate through actions, which is quite funny as well. So there's a scene where they're trying to talk to each other and they're saying things but they're not really understand what each other's saying. So the ship's going off, the Predator's following them, and you get the Predator sort of cheering sort of thing. And then we get like you get this sort of card come out like Predator, Killer of Killers. And then you get another scene just before the credits start where you can see the Viking woman is now been put in stasis, like it's like coffin bed thing. You can see like a little square hole, you can see her face in it, and she's been wheeled off. So she's obviously been put back to sleep in like cryostasis or something. And they then, you see the two Predators sort of marching along. She's on this like thing. She's getting pushed along to wherever they're going to put her in like a location. In this like, it's like a vault full of these like coffins, and you see a couple of alien faces in the coffins. And then we get to one coffin, it kind of stops here. And when you look in the panel of the coffin, it's the girl from Prey, the movie Prey, which is the previous Disney Plus Predator movie, which was a live action one, where that young girl was sort of like a Native American woman, and the Predator attacked her and she beat the Predator. So what they're trying to say in this animation is that whatever human defeats a Predator, the other Predators come back, collect them, and keep them for future entertainment in like battle gladiator arenas, because these people are worthy of being on their gladiator arena. So the Predators come down, fight them, get beaten by them, and if they defeat the Predator, they then capture these people that have defeated the Predator and use them for like blood sports. So then to me, that's where my brain starts going. Now, are they saying, are we going to get a future animated movie now with the previous Predator winners defeating, like, coming back? So are we going to get a movie where we see the hero from the movie Prey, the girl, Danny Glover from Predator 2, and maybe Dutch, Arnold Schwarzenegger's character, will come back in an animated form in one of these fighting arenas? Are we going to see that? And are we going to see the two heroes that flew off come back as well? I was like, that opens up a Pandora's box of the Predator universe. Now, I did think Danny Glover, and I remember at the end of Predator 2, the Predators were there. They could have taken him then, but they left him and they gave him a gun. The gun had a date on it. You see that gun again in this film. So this film was obviously set before Predator 2, so maybe not. But you see that gun again in this film. So we don't actually know when this film was set. We know it's after 1941, but we don't know when after 1941. It could literally be in 1941 that this film was set. So as I said, we see this gun, this old-fashioned sort of like pistol with it to get the bullet, and you have to put the gunpowder in and the bullet in, and you know, we see that gun. It's the same gun that we see in Predator 2 that he gives to Danny Glover. So I'm wondering if, like, Danny Glover didn't get taken, but maybe Dutch, Arnold Schwarzenegger's character from Predator 1, did get taken, and we're going to see a future movie, like, probably another animated movie, where we see Dutch as he was then, like big Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, like big with his gun and the you ugly mother, you know, that. Oh my God, would that be a great idea for like an animated film? So is that where they're going? Is that the next one is going to be the heroes from the previous movies, maybe like the Predators and maybe Aliens vs Predator, going to go there, I don't know, all coming together. And I was like, that's brilliant. I like the sign of that. So I like this. As I said, the animation was phenomenal. The characters are brilliant in this. The story is brilliant in this. And the action scenes are full on amazing. So this little Disney Plus movie has actually, I thoroughly enjoyed. For the hour and a half I watched it, I enjoyed every second of it. And I'd quite happily watch it again. I think I probably will watch it again, to be honest with you. So, yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this sort of recap of it and the review of it. There's a lot in it that's great. There's some of it that's kind of like that. But it's generally good. I mean, the Predators themselves, that's the thing. In a Predator movie, the Predator designs I don't like as much as the movie, if you know what I mean. I like the design in the first two movies, and some of the other ones, I'm not too keen they sort of try and change the Predators up too much, like that new one, Prey. It looked very different. I didn't like that as much, but still good, a good film. The Predator, like the designs in this, you get the big hulking one and all that, they're good, but I don't think they look as good as the people doing this. The people look great, the design of them, the artwork of them looks great. The Predator artwork kind of a little bit different to the people artwork, and I didn't like it as much. And like the King Predator as well, he's like kind of colossal as well, he's got his stuff coming off him. I don't know, I didn't like the Predator design as much. That's the only negative I got. The actual Predator designs in the film wasn't as good as I would have wanted it to be, but everything else art-wise in this film, phenomenal artwork. I love the design. I said I didn't like when the What If TV show, I don't like that artwork. I don't like the Into the Spider-Verse kind of artwork, but this artwork I thought was great. I love this artwork, what the design, the colours, the style of drawing. I loved it. It was great. So definitely proper up there with like a good film to watch. So I do recommend, if you haven't watched it already, please go and watch it. Obviously, in the comments below, let me know what you thought of it. Did you like the Predator design? Did you not like it? Did you enjoy watching this? What was your favourite story? My favourite story of the three was that samurai story. I love that samurai story with the ninja versus samurai thing. I just love the action in it. I love the sort of way it panned out, the brothers sort of splitting up and then coming back together. I love that story. But yeah, what was your favourite? Who's your favourite character in it? And do you agree with me? Do you think we're going to get a Avengers style team up of the previous movie victors, the previous movie heroes from Predator 1 to Predators, what else was it? Predator, the Predator, and all the other Predator movies, maybe Aliens vs Predator, maybe you're going to get to see like the girl from that come back. So hopefully nothing from Wet Cream though. But yeah, definitely let me know what you thought on it, and again, if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel to see more. It costs you nothing to subscribe, and like it please, and if you know anyone like these sort of films, please share with them. So anyway, enjoy yourselves guys today. It's very early in the morning here. I started watching this film last night. I did that stupid thing where you put a film on, it's too late to put a film on. So I started enjoying it, but realised my eyes were getting tired, and I was like, I'm going to fall asleep watching this film and it's going to wind me up. So what I did is I stopped watching the film, went to bed, woke up in the morning, and then rewatched it again. So that's the smart thing to do, not trying to, I will fight sleep to watch it, but I did that instead. So anyway guys, enjoy yourselves today. It's a lovely day outside for where I am. Well, it's not a lovely day, it's now raining. It was a lovely day, it's now raining. But enjoy your rest of your day. Bye.